Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while and I've always wanted to do this video where you learn how to read tarot yourself. So just an introduction to reading tarot, because I think when you start to learn how to read tarot, the mindset that you have is important. So tarot is all about using your intuition and your knowledge about the cards and the traditional meanings of the cards. Some people like to follow their intuition. Some people like to just do it by the book. So it's entirely up to you, whichever method you use. And of course, there are also many kinds of spreads you can use as well. And those are all about, for example, past, present, future, Celtic spread, and some readers like to choose the cards themselves, or some readers like that their clients choose the cards for themselves. And remember, there is no right or wrong in terms of tarot reading. That is the most important thing to remember. And again, another most important thing is that tarot is not a future telling device, but it's rather like a tool of self reflection and the guidance. So whenever you listen to tarot reading and you hear some messages that resonate with you, and perhaps that can lead to self-revelation or self-realization, then that means the tarot card is working. Alright, so first of all, how many cards are there in tarot? So there is a total of 78 cards, and they're divided into two groups, and they're called major arcana and minor arcana. So in the major arcana, there are 22 cards, and in the minor arcana, there are 56 cards. So in the minor arcana, they are divided into 4 suits. So these are important parts of tarot reading that you should really remember, because these 4 suits are all about what represent the human experience, day-to-day business, and the meanings of the cards. So the first suit is called Cup, and the second suit is called Pentacle, and the third suit is called Swords, and of course, the fourth suit is called the Wand. So they each have different representative meaning, which I will talk about very soon. So first of all, like I said, there is a major arcana. We have 22 cards that represent the major life events and major life things that's happening to a person. Okay, so they represent those things, and each of these cards represent different meanings. We will look into these in details in this video. Okay, and in the minor arcana, there are 56 cards. Again, like I said, the cups, the first suit, represents 14 cards, and the swords has also 14 cards each for each suit. So now we will talk about what each suit represents, their meanings, and how you could possibly interpret the meanings. So the Cups cards, the Cup suit is all about your emotions and relationships, right? People, whatever goes in your heart is all about the Cups, and it is also related to water element. So some tarot reader likes to connect the water signs, right? Fire signs, astrology with tarot reading, and this is how they do it. So if you flip a card and it is a cup card, some people like to say that this is having a lot of water energy. Whatever the astrological signs have water elements in them as such. And the next one is a wand card. And one suit is all about action and your creativity. And it is representing the fire because one's cards show your passion and whatever goes inside your deepest desires. And the third suit we have is swords. So sword suits are all about what goes inside your mind. It's all about intellect, it's all about the logic, and also it's about representing types of conflicts that you may have in your life. And it is an air element. Okay, and the last suit, Pentacles. Pentacle suit represents the things you can touch, the things that are physical, the things that are about work. So the things that keep you grounded, those things represent pentacles. So when you have pentacles, it's all about the physical touch things that you can see and sort of like hear. Okay, and it represents earth element. Alright, so now that we've talked about the minor arcanas and the 4 suits that you need to know, let's get into the major arcana card. So the major arcana card, they go in the numbers that the journey is all about. So if you look at the tarot card, it's all about the journey that the Fool goes on, especially in the major arcana. So the Fool is like 1 and the next card is like 2, for example. Okay, so the Fool, what is the traditional meaning of the Fool card? The traditional meaning of the Fool card is that it's fresh, it's new, right? It's free. Just like this Fool who looks very, very, very like a new person, reborn person about to start their journey. And it's all about the new perspectives, and it's all about being a little bit careless, right? Like this Fool who is at the edge of a height somewhere with the tides behind him. So it also shows some sort of foolishness, and it also represents travel. It also represents spontaneity, and also it represents new beginnings. And it can also represent having little to no commitment. Just like the Fool, you can see his baggage is very small. So that is showing his lack of commitment, at least a big level of commitment. Okay, so that is the traditional meaning of this card. And also, tarot cards are also, they can be read upside down. So everything that I told you about the Fool card is upright. So if you read it reversed, the meaning will be opposite to what I just said. So the meaning of new beginning would be sort of like having the end of something, right? Or having no fun and just having apathy, right? Apathy towards everything. You don't feel fresh to start anything, and it's sort of lacking fun, lacking spontaneity, and lacking travel. So reversed cards are all about the traditional meanings being opposite. So I will not get into too much details about what the reversed meaning of each card is, and because I want this video to be just simple explanation about the traditional meaning of each card, so I will just tell you the upright meaning of each cards. Because if you know the upright meanings of each card, you can basically just tell what the reversed meaning is like, right? New beginnings, opposite will be the end. And having spontaneity, The opposite would be lacking spontaneity and being too strict in your routine. So basically, you can just guess the reversed meaning by knowing just the upright meaning. So let's keep that simple. And the next card is the Magician card. So this is the second card in the major arcana, and the meaning, okay, is all about having power, having resourcefulness. You can see on the table, he has the pentacles, he has the cups, he has the sword, he has the wand. Do you remember what those four things represent? That's right. They represent the four suits that I just talked about in the first part of the video. So he has everything that he needs to do. He has skills, he has like what the cup represents. He has the influence, perhaps emotional influence. He has what the sword represents, which is intellect. He has what the wand represents, which is skill. And he has what the pentacle represents, which is resourcefulness. So this is all about having all the power, willpower, influence, and skills that you have. He is a jack of all trades. Alright, and the next card is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about the energy of having this balanced between two things. And it's also about having a lot of intuition. Just like this girl in the middle, it's all about having that kind of spirituality as well, which is not really something that's concrete. So this card represents abstract sensuality and spirituality, and having that mystery, and it represents subconscious mind and the higher power, and also creativity. And this card represents fertility also. So if you get this card along with the next card in our list, that means someone you can predict, right? Or sort of like see that someone may be pregnant. This is the card that represents fertility, the Empress. So you can see this is a very feminine, even in the photos you can see all the feminine energy. So this is all about having that energy and meaning of fertility, motherhood, pregnancy, sensuality, and the nurturing and beauty, femininity, nature, harmony, and art. So everything that's very girly that represents the Empress. Okay, and on the opposite side, we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is all about the logical perspective. This card represents older man. This card represents fatherhood, father figure, stability, and dependability, and protectiveness and structure. Okay, this card is all about that kind of energy and meaning. Okay, so the next card is the Hierophant, and this card is all about the traditional things happening. You can see in the cards like two people who seem to be in a religious setting, sort of seemingly worshipping this Hierophant. So it's all about that traditional values. This card represents those conformity, and this card may also represent marriage, commitment, religion, beliefs, and knowledge sharing. So when you see this card, you can think about the traditional meaning being that this card just represents religious things and sharing values, for example. Okay, and the next card we have the Lovers. The Lovers is, as you can see on the words and the cards, is all about unity, unions, partnerships, relationships, love, and soulmates and shared values and deep connections. So when you have the major arcana cards come up in your reading, that means the confirmation of the card is strong. And for example, if you have the Lover's card, that is a big confirmation that this relationship is strong to the point where you can think that they are soulmates. So this card represents soulmates, love, true love. Okay, and the next one is the Chariot. And as you can see, he is having sort of a younger energy, right? He looks like he will go for anything he wants to go for. So this card traditionally represents meanings of having victory and ambition and determination and having that willpower and control, right? He has those two lions in front of him. Looks like he is very self-disciplined as well and focused. So these things represent this card: willpower, control, hard work, and focus. This Chariot doesn't fear anything at all. He will go for what he wants and he will get it because he has willpower that he needs. So a bit of a sidetrack comment, but there is this anime that's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And in one of the seasons of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they have the whole season is all about representing the major arcana cards. So for example, one character, he is the Chariot, and one character, he is representing the High Priestess, for example, and one character representing the world, for example. So you should definitely watch that season, and especially if you love anime, because honestly, that would give you more deeper understanding, in-depth understanding, close understanding about each of the major arcana cards and their meanings. Right? No matter how much you study for it, sometimes with no context, you can't really understand on a deeper level. So that's why I recommend that you watch it as well. Alright, so next card is all about strength. It's about having that inner strength, outer strength, control, right? Like the control that the girl has over the lion. And also, would you touch a lion if you're not brave, right? So this card represents courage. This card represents bravery, confidence, and also compassion. It's not easy to be kind to big animals like lions. Most people are afraid, and most people are not sure how to even approach these dangerous animals. So this is all about having that confidence, having that compassion in order to have that strength and maybe even overcoming self-doubt, right? This card is all about those words that I just mentioned. Okay, and the Hermit is all about, the meaning is all about self-introduction, self-searching, soul-searching, and all about spiritual enlightenment, and all about being in your own and having this good solitude in order to contemplate and in order to look for the inner guidance, right? The Hermit is all about that wise man, the Dumbledore of your heart. Okay, so this card represents those. And the next is Wheel of Fortune. So Wheel of Fortune is all about, the meaning is all about good luck, destiny, and change, right? Just like the wheel, it's changing every time. And it's also about the cycle of life. The wheels change and turn just like the cycle of life. And it also represents fate, luck, fortune, and chance. And it also represents soulmates and karma. So just like in the cycle of life, we have the karma, we have the change, we have the life events that we have to make big decisions. So this card represents all of those life cycle. Okay? And the next card is justice. So justice is all about literally justice, right? Which one is true, which one is not, and what is right and wrong. And this card represents the consequence of your action. This card also represents documents, papers, and also legal issues and legal matters, and honesty and integrity, and also about life lesson. When you get justice, you get life lessons to learn from, right? Just like that, this card represents those things. Okay, so the next one that we have is the Hanged Man. So let's see. This one, he is actually hanging, but at the same time, he doesn't actually look relaxed, right? I mean, you're literally upside down. So this card represents the uncertainty and lack of direction and needing to release and feeling trapped and just letting go. So just like this hanged man, when you're hanged, of course, you're limited. So the meaning is like self-limiting and just feeling trapped, right? Maybe when you get this hanged man card, you're in a position that you're not exactly sure or you're not exactly happy, and you know that you need to let go of something, but you actually don't want to because you have self-limiting beliefs. Okay, so this is what the card represents. Okay, and the next card is death. And when people get this card, they're scared. But actually, you should not be scared because death actually represents the meanings of change, beginnings, letting goes, endings, and transition, and probably sudden and quick change. Okay, so this is all about things that represents new beginnings, the end. So when you get this card, for example, you get this card when you ask a question about career. It can be that your career might be coming to an end, but it can also mean that you have new beginnings in your career, new paths to look forward to. Okay, and the next card is Temperance. So as you can see, she is trying to balance this water in 2 cups. So it's about having that patience. So this card represents patience, balance, and peace, and having the moderation to balance things out. The tranquility, just like this picture represents, like the water she's stepping on, and the harmonious relationships. So when you have this card, that means that you have good perspectives on things and you're actually patient with yourself and maybe with other people too. Okay. Ooh. The next card is the Devil. This card, actually, I would fear getting this card more than getting death. But either way, each card represents things that you need to hear. Not everything will be what you want to hear in tarot reading, right? So, what is this card meaning? The meaning of this card. So, it is representative of addiction, depression, toxic relationships, having no power, feeling powerless, feeling hopeless, and feeling sort of codependent, right? Cheating, secret relationships, health problems, mental health problems, violence, assault, all those things represents this card. So when you get this card, you might be feeling like maybe you might feel hopeless or you might be literally depressed. Okay? But this card represents those things, but the most important thing this card wants you to learn is the devil controls those things, right? Depression, hopelessness, they will be here. And yeah, the feelings you have are valid and real, but you can overcome them. But the devil makes you think that it's impossible to overcome those feelings. So this card, when you have this card, maybe you need to listen to your own greed, and maybe you have these hopelessness and negative emotions that you feel as though you cannot overcome. So when you have this card, you need to self-reflect on those deeper, darker emotions. Okay, and the Tower card is all about chaos and everything falling apart, destruction, and unexpected change, disaster, loss, confusion, bankruptcy, and probably like getting fired or natural disasters. Okay, so when you have this card, that means that you need to brace yourself. You need to prepare yourself for unexpected change. And this is the negative change. However, it's the change. It's like a storm before the good things happen, right? We will never feel, we will not know how to appreciate happiness if we haven't been feeling bad. So the Tower card is all about destruction, everything falling down. Okay, and the star. Remember what I said? The storm, uh, calm before the storm. But in this case, it's the storm before the calm. Okay, so the star represents hope and calmness and renewal and being at peace and the healing and positive energy. So if you have this card, that means that you need to find inspirations for yourself. Maybe you need to find hope and go to therapy, right, to heal yourself. So this card may represent the positive aspects of your life that you need to reflect. What positive parts of myself do I need to improve on and do I need to incorporate, right? So those kind of things. Okay, the moon card is, the meaning is all about the dreams and the illusion and intuition. And it can also represent deception, anxiety, and fear of the unknown and the subconscious mind, as well as misconception and insecurity. So the moon card does have a double meaning, right? One part is good, like intuition, dreams, maybe, but at the same time, it's not really a positive card because this represents anxiety, misconception, and subconscious mind, and maybe insecurity also. So, for example, if you have this card when you're asking about your love life, okay, maybe you are not even sure. If you get this card, you can interpret the meaning like this. Okay, maybe this person is not sure about me, and maybe this person is in love with with the idea of me, right? The illusion of me, and not the real me. And maybe this card can represent the fear of unknown. So maybe you ask this question of your love life because you're not sure if this person is going to like you or not. So this card can make you reflect on your own fear and insecurity and anxiety, right? Okay, and the next card is the Sun. So the Sun card is all about positivity, freedom, fun, success, optimism, vitality, joy, confidence, good luck, and happiness. That's right. and even pregnancy. So this card is all about the fresh, very positive meanings to this card. Okay? And the next card is Judgment. Okay. So the Judgment card is all about the self-evaluation. You judge yourself, right? Or you do decision. The meaning is about being decisive. And also the meaning is about perhaps making good or bad judgments, or it can be about something you realize, right? Making judgment of someone or something. And then forgiveness also. So if you get this Judgment card, that means that you are judging other people or yourself too much or maybe too little. Okay? So this is why tarot is all about self-reflection. Depending on your own specific life situation and you get this card, you know exactly what this card means. Like, okay, judgment. Do I judge myself too much or too little? Okay? And the answer, it's already in you. That's why tarot card is all about self-guidance. Okay. Next card is the last card in Major Arcana, and this card represents the world. The world completion. This card means success, achieving things, traveling, and just completing and being whole and being like you belong somewhere, totally happy. So if you get this card, that means that you are very happy, content in your life, and you are just feeling so complete and content. Okay? Or if depends on the types of questions you ask. If you ask the questions of, okay, what does this person think about me? And this card shows up, you can interpret the meaning like, wow, this person sees me as their world. Okay, like that I can complete them, and this person really thinks that I am the one. Okay, like this you can interpret. Okay, so this is the end of the Major Arcana, and take a rest, take a sip of water, because we're going to go deeper into the Minor Arcanas, starting with the first suit, which is Sword. Remember, Sword is all about the mind and the intellect, whatever is going on inside your brain, and also about conflict. Okay, so let's get right into the first one. So the Ace of Swords. The Ace of Swords is all about having that clarity, having that sharpness, having that mental, oh wow, like eureka moment, having that truth comes up in your brain, having that vision comes up in your brain, having that focus and having that correct decision, and having that mental clarity. And the victory and success just forming up on your brain. So if you have this card, that means that, okay, maybe all I need to do is just sit down and try to have mental clarity. How can I do to have a mental clarity, right? Ask those questions when you have this. Or if you ask a question about a person, is this person serious about me or not? And this card shows up. That means yes, of course. Go for it. Go for the success. And this person's feeling is great. So the next one is Two of Swords. So you can see just in the card, this card means you don't know how to decide, you have difficult decisions, painful decisions to do, and stressful decisions, and also like not knowing like between which one of the two you should go for. Okay, and also this person is blindfolded. So this card also means that you are avoiding some things in order not to choose, basically, right? You're blocking your emotions when you're making the painful decisions, when you know you have to make decisions, but you're just not sure, and you just choose to avoid those decisions making process. Okay, and this is also this blindfold represents that you just don't want to see the truth, or you cannot see the truth. Okay. Oof, remember I said the sword is about conflict. So Three of Swords represents heartbreak, betrayal, cheating, and absence, depression, heartache, sorrow, trauma, and misunderstandings. When you have this card, that shows the state of your mind, having the deepest, darkest emotions. Okay? And the next card is Four of Swords. This is all about the this card represents feeling overwhelmed and needing rest and peace and quiet, needing meditation, needing hospitalization, needing introspection to heal yourself and protect yourself. Okay, and this also represents some sort of fear and anxiety as well, because as you can see, like the three swords, looks like it can fall on him anytime soon, no? But at the same time, this person needs to rest, just like on the bed. So this is all about when you have this card, you need to reflect. Okay, I need to rest? How can I rest truly? Okay, sometimes you need to rest in a way that's not just like scrolling through TikTok. You need to really rest, go out there in nature and heal. So this card represents the need for healing, having to needing like a long time, right, from all the fear and stress. Okay. And the Five of Swords represents defeat, surrender, and also self-sabotaging behavior and bullying, abuse, crime, fighting back, standing up for yourself, and having hostility and stress and serious conflict and overcoming challenges. So this one, right, you can interpret using these different meanings for this card, is that this person is still holding the swords even though the other people in the background have given up. So this represents bullying, right? This person just wants to be a bully, maybe this person just wants to just fight, right? Right? This card represents violence and serious conflict. And of course, lack of communication. The reason why most people fight is because of that. Okay, and the people at the background also shows defeat and surrender. So just like the traditional meaning of this card, this card represents defeat, surrender, fighting, and you can say even standing up for yourself. Okay, and the Six of Swords is all about being in the progress of moving on to the calmer waters, overcoming hardship and moving away, right? Running away, escaping, going on a vacation, but at the same time, carrying that negativity still. So you're on the progress. This card represents you are on the progress of going on a trip, right? But you're still holding on to that negativity and you're not really resting inside your mind. Okay? So this card shows that you realize you need to move on, but you're still carrying that negativity and just feeling lethargic, just feeling tired and just burnt out. Okay? So Seven of Swords. This card is about lying, cheating, stealing, and having enemies as friends, faking, and getting away with mischief mischiefs, yeah, getting away with mischiefs. And also like manipulation and being too rational. So when you're too rational sometimes, okay, you can think too selfish for yourself. When you're too rational, like very, very unhealthy level of rationality can lead you to having no sense of integrity, right? That means you can lie, you can cheat, you can pretend to be someone you're not, you can try to get away with things, and you can manipulate people. Okay, so this card represents all those things. Eight of Swords is all about feeling trapped. Just look at the card. Even if you don't know the deeper meanings, but you study the card pictures deeply, you can really like tell the meaning of this all, right? Okay, so this card represents feeling trapped and hands tied and feeling victimized even and feeling hopeless, helpless, powerless, having drama, having imprisoned, having bad attitude, having bad psychological issues. And also, physically, this card can represent major weight loss as well. Okay? So this card represents terror, fear, and just feeling helpless. Okay? And Nine of Swords is all about unable to cope with life and having a lot of mental guilt, regret, okay, and remorse, focusing too much on the past and isolating yourself just like this person on the bed and just feeling no joy at all and having nightmares. This person is trying to sleep, but they cannot sleep because they have nightmares and insomnia. And this card can represent insomnia, menopause, migraines, right? Those kind of things as well. Okay, and the last one, Ten of Swords, is representing backstabbing, right? This card, this person is backstabbed. This card also represents betrayal, enemies, bad mouthing, failures, and cutting ties and reaching the dead end of a situation. And also this card can represent playing victim and being attention seeker. So if you get this card, this can mean that everything is about to end soon. For example, this is already coming to a dead end. So after this Ten of Swords, everything is over, right? So this card also represents a lot of the end of something as well. Okay, and the next card is Page of Swords. Page of Swords is all about the ideas and thinking before you speak a bit and having that curiosity and communicative and chatty type of energy. And also this card can represent news that are delayed, and this card also represents being truthful and direct and speaking out and fighting injustice, right? So this card is all about the young person who wants to fight injustice and they will do anything to really go for what they really want. Okay? Okay, so if the Page of Swords is fighting for injustice, Knight of Swords is without hesitation, just going for it, being very assertive, being very, very, very out there. So if the Page of Swords is all about fighting for small injustice, Knight of Swords is like fighting at a bigger level, maybe even like at a national level, right? And this card represents big changes, opportunities coming in quickly, just like this guy, right? He is very fast and having very quick wit. And this person might be a bit risk taker And this card can also represent a leader and focused, courageous, and forward thinking as well. All right, so Queen of Swords. The cards are getting stronger in the meaning. So the Queen of Swords is all about representing honesty, truthfulness, fairness, being communicative, being honest, being independent, principled, and being self reliant, being a problem solver, being open minded, and also being just very, very sharp minded. And this card can also, however, represents the repressed sadness. Okay, this card can also represent divorce. Okay, so King of Swords is all about having, the meaning is about structure, having a lot of good authority, good ethics, being very detached, cool, calm, but at the same time discerning and having good influence on others, having using your head over your heart, represents father, judge, and also legal matters. All right, so we're done with the swords. 3 more suits to go. So the second suit is cup. Remember, cup is all about the emotions and just feeling very, very in touch. So Ace of Cups, what does it represent? Ace of Cups represent new beginnings, love, happiness, fertility, pregnancy, celebrations, and socializing. Okay? And Two of Cups represent just like these two people. It's the partnership, unity, being balanced and harmonious, attraction, marriage, mutual love, mutual respect, and even proposals, and happy couples, and potential soulmates. Remember the Lover's card, okay? So Two of Cups is like, okay, yeah, sure, you guys can be potential soulmates. But the Lover card is like, yes, you are soulmates. That is the difference. Okay, Three of Cups is about reunions and celebrations, parties and socializing, wedding, festivals, engagement, and happy times. Okay, it's all about doing things with other people. And Four of Cups is about regret, missed opportunity. You can see like someone is trying to offer him the cup, but this person is just like missing this opportunity. So this card represents apathy, disillusion, focusing on the negative instead of the positive, and self absorption. Like you're just in the mindset of being a victim that you don't know that you are actually lucky, right? Like you have a good partner, but you don't know how to appreciate it. So this card represents those things. You're missing opportunity, and focusing on the negatives instead, and just fantasizing and daydreaming about the things that are not in reality. Okay, so the next card, Five of Cups, represent sadness, loss, grief, abandonment, trauma, heartbreak, divorce, breakups, separation, anger, disappointment, and isolation, and also again focusing on loss and having the unwelcome change. So when you have this card in your love reading, maybe you didn't expect that you would break up with this person, so you're just like, oh wow, and this card represents your feelings. Okay, and Six of Cups is representing children. You can see she's offering the flower to child. So this card represents childhood memories, past influence, homesick nostalgia, childhood innocence, kindness, goodwill, helping people, support, charity, sharing gifts, family, and protection. But on the negative side, this card also can mean childhood trauma and childhood abuse. Okay. So Seven of Cups is all about lack of having lots of options and lots of choices, lots of opportunities, right? All of those cups are laid in front of you, and you're just trying to pick and choose. And this card also represents procrastination, dreaming and fantasy and wishful thinking, and imagination, hallucinations, or meditation. So this card can mean that you have a lot of opportunities, or maybe you're just wishful thinking about some things that are not really in alignment of what's really happening. Okay, Eight of Cups is about letting go and walking away, trying to discover yourself and looking deeper for the meaning and having the emotional strength to walk away, right? And also represents the courage and also represents traveling. And it can also represent abandoning plans. So if you have plans and you just decided, all right, I don't want to do this job anymore, quitting jobs. So this card can represent those situations as well. Okay, Nine of Cups represent that you are fulfillment, optimism, satisfaction, success, celebrating, and having pleasure, pampering, and your wish and dreams becoming true. This is really nice card. And finally, Ten of Cups represent happiness, family, happy families, reunions. It's all about marriage, right? Children, happily ever after, playfulness, well-being, good luck, soulmates, and long-term relationships. All right. So the Page of Cups represents inner child, youthfulness, and that romantic energy. Happy news and crush, admire, but emotionally also mature a bit, romantic proposal and romantic engagement, perhaps the news of pregnancies, marriage, birth, and loyalty, beauty, fashion, and style as well. Knight of Cups is all about the more serious, the less playful, but more gentle, caring, romantic proposals, offers, invitations, and gentleman behavior and negotiator type of energy. Okay, Queen of Cups represents the emotional maturity, has a lot of female energy, feminine emotional maturity, emotional security, listener being empathetic and beauty, shy, loyal, represents good mother, represents love, support. It also represents healer, counselor as well. But at the same time, it also represents someone who can be easily wounded, easily hurt. Okay, King of Cups represents again mature but more masculine energy, mature, emotionally mature, balanced, family oriented, father, partner, husband, figure energy, counselor, spiritual, loyal, those kind of things. Okay, King of Cups represent. Whew. So we're on the next one, Ace of Wands. So we're on the third suit. We only have the last suit to go after this. So let's hang in there. Okay, Ace of Wands is all about new beginnings. Okay, it's about good news and creative spark. It represents action, travel, getting back in the game, like being very active and being just bold, daring, and also it's about fertility, birth, and conception even. Okay, Two of Wands is all about the decisions, but at the same time, this card represents the mindset of grass is greener on the other side, and you are deciding to stay or go. This card represents waiting, anticipation, restlessness, detachment, and this card also represents lack of contentment, right? You're not satisfied with where you are. You are trying to just go somewhere. Not here, but anywhere but here. So this card represents the travel, overseas travel, right? Because if you're not satisfied with where you are, you might want to move, as in traveling. Okay, so Three of Wands represents travel, moving abroad, and forward planning. Okay, and this Three of Wands is different because it represents that you feel happy with your choice and the outcome, and you feel your hard work paying off, and you are spreading your wings at the same time, even though you already feel happy, and you are thinking to do some expansion of growth. Like maybe you want to go overseas and do business overseas. So you have this self confidence. Okay. And the next is Four of Wands. This card represents happy families coming together, having community spirit, and also coming home and celebrating wedding, family events, teamwork, and success. Okay. And Five of Wands represents fighting, conflict, arguments, personalities clash, frustration, being petty, okay? Being petty and just being involved in the unnecessary fights and the chasing after adrenaline that you know it's not good for you. Okay, next, Six of Wands is representing success, victory, winning, having the spotlight, riding high, being a leader. Okay, you can see the person in front, he is a leader, having this good self esteem. And then you're also sharing your victories, sort of like in this picture. Okay, so, and the Seven of Wands is all about the meaning is being maintaining control, but at the same time being too forceful. And this card is also representing the meaning to stand up for yourself, fighting for your own corner, fighting for yourself, and just being demanding. So when you have this kind of Seven of Wands card, you are you're just on fire in a case that you just want to fight for yourself. Very much protectively so. Very much aggressively so. Okay, so this card represents busy, hectic pace. Eight of Wands represents progress, action, rushing, exciting travel, freedom, taking days off, and thinking on your feet or doing sudden action and just doing something without really like thinking too much. And Nine of Wands represent the inner battle, having no energy, and it also represents trying to learn from your past failure, trying to gather your strength again, and trying to fight for yourself again. But at the same time, this person is more grounded and guarded, and they are expecting trouble as well, and whether or not something will go at the way that they want. Okay, and this card represents the strength of will. Okay, and the Ten of Wands represents the overburdened, overloaded responsibilities you have and too much weight on your shoulders. This represents taking on too much and lacking fun in your life and just not really like just struggling too much, more than you need to. Page of Wands represents good news. This represents playful energy, and this represents extroverted energy. This represents finding your passion, being fearless, and maybe even rushing into things, but at the same time cheerful. Okay, and the Knight of Wands represents being adventurous, brave, and very hot tempered, warm, and just trying to finish what you started. And you're taking risks as well. Queen of Wands represent great energy, very confident, very passionate, very, very efficient, doing everything, finishing all your tasks. And also, this represents fertility and motherhood as well. This also represents helping others and taking charge, total charge, and taking care of others. King of Wands represents, again, same thing as Queen of Wands, being taken in charge and succeeding in your tasks, and at the same time just daring to be different and charming as well. Okay, yay, we're on the last suit finally. All right, hang in there. So Ace of Pentacles is all about the new financial beginnings, new financial opportunities, new job, new business, new money, new savings, new investments, new prosperity, new manifestation. So this Two of Pentacles is about trying to find the balance and about trying to balance between money, life, and profit, loss, income, financial decisions, and financial stress and financial partnerships. Okay? And Three of Pentacles represent the teamwork, collaboration, hard work, and also pay, sort of like building on success with the people around you. Okay? And also, of course, just starting up on building your own team. So Four of Pentacles is representing holding on to people or possessions or the things that you have issues over, holding on to finance and budgets too much. And this also represents possessiveness. You don't want to let go of some things. And this can also represent savings for big things like buying a house. This, however, can also represent isolating yourself and just penny pinching, right? And keeping it to yourself and not being not being open to anyone or anything. Okay, and this card represents the temporary financial hardship, feeling left out, feeling like the world is against you, like you're in the cold, feeling like you have bad luck, feeling like you will be homeless, or feeling very poor, not having a job, divorce even, or breakups, and grief also. And Six of Pentacles represents gift, generosity, charity, donations, kindness, being good to others, and giving rewards or having rewards for hard work, and being well paid and being just supported and being fair. Okay, Seven of Pentacles represent the things that come into fruition finally. So your hard work is paying off and your ideas are working and growing, right? But at the same time, this card also represents questioning yourself on what you want to do next. For example, you might be approaching retirement and you are questioning the end of something. So you are finishing what you started. Okay? And Eight of Pentacles is all about, the meaning is about new job, self-employment, building something, and trying to be productive. And also it's about the financial security, achieving goals, giving attention to detail as well. And also this is about focusing on quality and being a master at your own craft. Okay? Okay, so Nine of Pentacles represent success, abundance, rewards, freedom, wisdom, maturity, beauty, sophistication, retirement, and even like just taking it easy as well. Okay. And 10 of Pentacles represents some sort of unexpected financial windfall as well. And for example, you might have some sort of money that you didn't know you will have coming down on you. So that means you will have money coming into your wallet, okay? Trust funds, inheritance, and a lot of privilege money coming to your way. Old money, new money, and marriage. And you might even like this also can mean you're marrying into a partner who has a lot of money. And this represents contracts, happiness, and long-term financial security. Oof. Okay. So Page of Pentacles represents good news in the earth matters, good news in your work, money, jumping into good opportunity, and this can also mean finding education, training, and ambitions for be a grounded young person who is loyal, dependable, and who has a healthy lifestyle. Knight of Pentacle represents that you are loyal, you are practical, you are protective, you are conservative, maybe ambitious but also stubborn, hard worker, and you finished what you started, and you are just making your dreams come true. You're just doing it. But this card, this card also shows like a very long process, okay? And Queen of Pentacles represents social butterfly, being generous, successful social status, businesswoman, and being the homemaker and having the finer things in life, down to earth, organized, sensible, practical, and nurturing at the same time. King of Pentacles represents successful businessman and but not a risk taker, okay? And this card represents high status, stability, and that seeing things until the end, finishing goals, principled, and knowing that your work will pay off. Phew. Okay. Wow. I cannot believe, but we have finally finished. And this is how you read all 78 cards. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and remember, tarot is a tool for insight and reflection, not about predicting future, okay? It's about understanding yourself, your feelings and your thoughts more clearly through these cards that may come up. Okay, and exploring possibilities, of course. So I really put a lot of efforts into this video, which is more than an hour long. Wow. Okay. So I really hope that you found this helpful, insightful, and if you have questions, just let me know. And if you have requests on the videos, let me know as well. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe, like, comment, everything.